Cazenovia College senior Hannah Garrett is going to be one of the last graduates since the school announced it's closing. Here's what else she had to say.
Cazenovia College, I'm a senior. I'll be graduating in May. Unfortunately, the last senior class there is. I am a transfer student, so I got my associate's degree in December of 2020, and then I transferred for the following spring semester here at Caz, and then I've been here since spring of 2021.
So how's it been going? Like, did this come as a shock to people, or?
I think it was a pretty big shock for most people. The conversation about what was happening was not nearly as transparent as I believe that it should have been. There were email updates from SGA and from, the president saying what they could say, which was not much, unfortunately.
Right.
We had an open house in like the middle of November, so I think a lot of these students and prospective students and a lot of the faculty, I think, were under the impression that we would be remaining open after the end of the spring semester. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Um, I don't think there was any malicious intent behind it at all. I know there's so many bigger things that go into making a decision like this, but
Sure.
it's tough, especially now that it's finals week. We were told Wednesday morning, so the day before finals, which definitely makes it a little bit tough to want to finish out strong. Um, there's not much that we can do at this point, though, unfortunately.
I mean, but how does it feel that you're graduating from a school and then like you won't be able to ever go back and visit or have like alumni weekend, you know?
Right, right. I always knew that graduating college would be a bittersweet moment. And now it's so much different. Knowing that my on my resume it's going to say graduated from Cazenovia College, and it's no longer a college that exists, unfortunately. Um, I've been reassured that that won't affect my resume at all, and I truly hope that that's not the case. Um, I know trying to make sure I have all my ducks in a row for when I do graduate, having all of my transcripts, having every single piece of paper and document that I could ever possibly need in the future is just like another thing that I'm going to have to focus on.
Right. You have to make sure you have that paperwork. You can't call the college to say, I need another copy of my paperwork. That's actually that's good thinking. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that I'm thinking of that, that's actually a thing that's good thinking. So what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in fashion design. So we have our fashion show at the end of the year, and we always do our fundraising, and it's supposed to be a big event. And this is going to be the first year that we're back in person after the pandemic, and it's the 50th anniversary, and also, unfortunately, the last one now. So we're really focusing on making this fashion show the best that it can be.
Okay.
Um, Inviting as many alum as we can and really just showing what we've been working on despite what's been happening around us.
So talk to me about like the general like feeling on campus.
Yeah, so since I am a transfer student, I'm an older student as well. And being a senior, I'm not really up on main campus all that much. I'm really down in Jepson, and so where all of the arts classrooms are. But from what I can see with the other students who do go to main campus and walking around town, even, there's definitely a buzz in the air of what the heck are we going to do?
Right.
Um, so I know it's not just affecting like the college and the students, it's affecting all the faculty, all the teachers, the potential businesses around Cazenovia. I hope that it won't affect the town too terribly because we are a small college. I mean, we're only roughly 900 students, but then we're 900 students that bring business to the local businesses, and we are a lot of the workers in the local businesses. And so I worry about what's going to happen to the town as well after the college, unfortunately, is closing.
Absolutely. And now what about the kids younger than you that are like not going to be able to finish and have already put their credits in? Like, have you talked to any of them?
Yeah, so a lot of the freshmen, because I was a transfer student, I know that the freshman and the sophomore will be okay transferring. Isn't an awful process to go through. However, I transferred knowing that I was going to be transferring to another school, and now they're transferring because it's their only option.
Right.
And I know my friends who are juniors, they're absolutely freaking out because they have to figure out where they're going to finish out their senior year. They only have one more year left. They have to try to make all these connections in new places. Some can't afford other places. They can't afford to move towns or move schools, and they don't know what credits are going to be able to transfer and what their financial aid is going to be at these other schools. So it's definitely a huge issue that a lot of students are facing. And I feel so lucky that it's not something that I have to go through. But I really do worry for a lot of these students and how it's going to affect their academic careers moving forward.
Oh, for sure. And their futures in turn. Has the
Mhm.
college administration been helpful through this process or
They've been as helpful as they can. I don't think that they were informed enough on what was going on. Tuesday was the last classes of the semester, and one of the teachers that I had class with on Tuesday, she heard that there was potentially good news. So I don't believe that they were well enough informed to help us process what was about to happen. However, once the news did hit, they have been very helpful with with all the buzz before we knew what was going to happen. They
right?
were talking to us, and a lot of our teachers have been very candid about if this happens, here's what you should do, and just in case this happens, here's what you can do to prepare. So, a lot of them have been helping us get resumes in line, and some of us did some of the other students were able to apply to other colleges just in case. Um, so I can only speak for my professors and my administration that I deal with, um, because I'm not dealing with the majority of the school's administration because it is just my last year.
Right.
Um, so from what I understand, they've been as helpful as they can be, but now moving forward, they are helpful. They are making sure that we have the resources that we need, that they are um, able to help the students transfer. They are doing the best that they can, from what I understand. I'm sure other students feel the same. I'm sure other students feel differently. It's a hard time
Yeah,
to figure out what to feel.
sure. And that's going to be as my final question. I was going to ask you, what is your reaction to the fact that the school is closing?
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It is disappointing because I mean, this is the first full year that our current president has been the president after our last college president left. And I think, um, I don't know what happened there. I think some things could have probably been better handled doing the handoff from presidency to help avoid the situation. And I know that the college's financial situation has been a topic of discussion previous years. Um, so it's not a huge surprise, but it's still a pretty big surprise. Um, especially considering we were recruiting students up until pretty much the last moment, basically up until last week even, accepting students and having students apply. And so I think it's a big shock to everyone in the community, both in the school and surrounding the school. It's sad. It's very sad.
Well, we certainly wish you good luck.
I think being optimistic during this time is going to be the most important thing. Making sure you've got all your ducks in a row for everyone involved, all the students, all the faculty, the staff, the community surrounding us. I think it's just very important to rally together at this time. And just hopefully we're all going to be okay. That's all that I can add during this.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a great day and good luck. Happy
Thank
graduation.
You. Thank you.
All right. Thanks to Hannah and Rebecca for that. Rebecca, great reporting as always.
Thank you.
Really interesting story. Shocked everybody out of complete thin air here. What was your big takeaway after talking with Hannah?
Really, that was the big takeaway. Based on the people I spoke with who were currently at the school, who were graduating, people who had already graduated, just that there wasn't a ton of communication. At least that's what they were telling me, that they sort of feel like it almost felt like a rumor, but it couldn't have been true. And then all of a sudden, they felt like the rug was yanked out. And, I think for people that are currently there, it's stressful because they're now going to have to transfer and
Right.
They're going to have to figure out how that's going to work and what credits they have. And I think that can be kind of a nightmare when you're in college.
How did, obviously Hannah's a senior and we heard what her feeling was. Does it seem like there are any seniors who were maybe concerned that they weren't going to have all of their credits and perhaps now they have to go back to the drawing board and figure it all out?
I didn't hear anybody with that sentiment, only just the people that were a little bit younger having to figure out how that was going to translate, and that might present a big challenge for them in the future. So I guess we're going to have to see.
The response was really interesting, I thought, on social media too, with the number of students who said that admissions had essentially just continued through the fall.
Right.
And then even as recently as like the last 2 weeks, continued with its normal events, practices, you name it, as if the decision really did happen at the drop of a hat.
Boom. That's what it felt like. It felt like it just kind of came really fast.
It's tough.
It is.
Really tough situation. All right. Coming up after a quick break, we will get an update on a busy weekend in sports. Stay right there.
This is Rebecca Swift for Dr. Jeffrey Halstead and Canandaigua Dentistry. Dr. Halstead has been Canandaigua's hometown dentist for more than 35 years. If you're looking for a dentist who offers routine dental care, as well as cosmetic dentistry, implants, and dentures from a highly trained, experienced staff, Canandaigua Dentistry will go the extra smile for you. Committed to local veteran organizations as well as seniors in the Finger Lakes, Canandaigua Dentistry offers discounts for both, as well as an in-house dental membership program for those without insurance. The office is located at 3240 Middle Cheshire Road in Canandaigua, or you can give them a call at 585-394-5230. Visit CanandaiguaDentistry.com to learn more about the team and follow on Facebook and Instagram today.
Popo di Santo, Popo di Santo. As the months turn colder, make sure you're able to be comfortable. Don't get left out in the cold this winter. Choose DeSanto Propane. Over 8 million households already heat with propane because a propane furnace can heat air up to 25 degrees warmer than electricity. Propane radiant heat can improve air quality in a home by cutting down on dust and allergens and more. Choose DeSanto today and see why for 80 years DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info. DISANTO propane.com or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. DeSanto. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Today's program is brought to you thanks to support from Cicino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. Live, laugh, and eat well. It's the Italian way. It's the Cicino's way. Auburn Auto Group. Experience the difference at auburnautogroup.com. Finger Lakes Partners. Insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Get a free quote at fingerlakesinsurance.com. Little John and Barbie Orthodontics. Celebrating over 40 years. Visit them online at littlejohnortho.com. Upstate Fiber Networks. Fast and reliable fiber internet straight to your home. Check for availability in your area at upstatefibernetworks.com. Midday, Miras, and Rickey, your hometown personal injury attorneys. Get a free consultation at middaymirasrickey.com.